Have you ever noticed that every innovative idea that there's ever been, basically, that has been outside the normal and things like that has always been ridiculed and hated upon and, like put down? I find that really interesting, to how people kind of like put down the whole idea of, well, for an example, education. Education as we have it today is not that sophisticated, it's not that great. You have an amount of students sitting there, and you are teaching them in a way that will benefit the most, that will help the most succeed, right? I mean, that seems pretty good, but when you take a look at it, the ones that succeed aren't succeeding on the level that you would think of crazy success, and the ones that don't succeed are like dirt poor. So I'm curious as to why we shun these ideas. I get it. People have a lot of money or whatever, or a lot of power, things like that, invested in this idea that this is such a great thing. But it really isn't. When you pick it apart piece by piece, you notice these little parts of it that really make it unfair. Like tuition for school, we'll say. How people go into debt for like hundreds of thousands of dollars just to be able to go to a good school, to get a good job, and things like that. And when you get out of that school, then you're going to be having to pay back basically everything that you're working for just so that you could have gone to school. I find that very stupid. And I don't know. I'm not sure how to fix it. Like, making school free, making secondary education or post-secondary education free. But again, people have a lot of money invested in the idea, and people need to be paid for professors and things like that. But this is all in a monetary system. And we've had the monetary system for basically as long as we've been alive. As long as we've been alive. As long as we've been humans, we've been basically using this monetary system. I'll trade you this for this. And if that's not worth my while, then you're going to have to pay more. Things like that. But when you look at things like the Venus Project and things like that, you see how that's not the only system that's available. And how our system, the system that we use at least, is very ineffective when we could create a system that encompasses all rather than just what we can buy. So it's like quality over quantity. The actual area that you're in, like how much can it feed, how much things can you grow, how much things can you produce from a certain line or something. All of these things get taken into account, and from there you base all of the decisions that need to be done. And in this system, there are no judges, there are no lawyers, there are nothing like that. There's a kind of universal law where it's a morality. And I really enjoy this idea because it's like something that you know to be wrong, and something that basically every creature on this face of the earth, except for some creepy ones, abide to. Like, you're not gonna walk in a fire because it's hot. You know that. no person would actually walk into a fire unless there's something wrong with them. But yeah, I found this very interesting. The whole I'm not sure what to call it, resource-based economy. I find it very useful because it doesn't just encompass the most. It doesn't help the most succeed. It allows the opportunity for everyone to succeed. And I think that's a lot more important than, like, I've read into it, but not to an insanely serious amount, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but there's nobody leading. Everything is built by machines. Everything is put together by machines, and therefore you'd think that the human race would become very lazy and very unmotivated and not wanting to do anything, but it seems quite the opposite, that when you have the opportunity to be able to do anything you want, you're going to go out and do whatever it is that you want to do. If you want, and I love how the schools are based where it's not exactly a school as we would think of it, and people learn by experience. So it's like practice makes perfect, so you keep trying and trying and trying until you get better at it and things like that, and I found that very interesting. So I just wanted to leave you guys with that. Tell me what you think. Venus Project, out with the monetary system. Good, bad, little both?